All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's panel on intelligent vertical farming, key factors in making a vertical farm successful. My name is Riyana. I'm the head of business development strategy at Re-Nuble. We are a closed-loop agriculture company. We take food waste, we process it into agriculture solutions for indoor farms. And with me today, we have Brent Parker, who is the director of Netled North America, and we have Joakim Häggblom. He is the sales manager of Primo. And they're both going to be having 10 minutes each for the presentation, and after that we'll have 10 minutes of Q&A. I'm not going to take up too much time with this introduction, but essentially what I would like to say at the start is, this topic is evergreen, I personally think. As technology continues to evolve, which we've evidently seen while being here, being on top of how your business model is solidified is always important. So we're really excited to learn from the both of you what your thoughts are on this. And we'll get started with Brent.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Greentech. I hope you all had a great show. I know we did. So, today's subject, intelligent vertical farming. I thought I'd give you just a quick background on myself. I've got over 25 years in indoor agriculture, 3 years with Netled now. Our other company, Rabbits Wholesale, 21 years. I started researching vertical farms because I understand how important that's going to be in the future, and lighting systems and things like that to make synergistic systems. I truly believe that sustainable production and all these other issues happening in our world, climate change, all that, make it incredibly important that we get there. So who is Netled? Netled is a true 360-degree vertical farming company. We have over 35 years of experience from field growing, greenhouse growing, innovation in lighting, innovation in all kinds of other technologies. We're totally focused on research, technology, and everything to do with controlled environment agriculture. We design and build cutting edge systems. I'll give you some examples. So we can do large scale, sustainable, local, close to market production. To explain our position in North America, so we are a CA applied company, and we also sell consumables. So on the Netled side of things, there's technology consultation, horticultural services, design, and obviously scalable systems. We go from a compact to a industrial. On the other side, consumables, it's grow media, nutrients, seeds, and other expendables. So what are the benefits of a vertical farm? Obviously, higher production, energy consumption, less water, scalable, quality and consistency of the product is incredible. The other thing is, we face climate change and all these temperatures and everything. We can grow anywhere, from Bermuda to Alaska. This is some pictures of the first system that we put in North America. It's in our office in Calgary, Canada. So we just finished the commissioning in this in late March. Right now we do have it up and running. And so we have 144 tunnels, which means we have about a little over 5,000 pot capacity, about a couple thousand kilograms a year. It's not a huge thing. We're not going to get rich off of this thing. But the reason we're doing it is for training, education. It's hard to sell people something that's really technical if you don't know how it works, you don't know how to put it together, you don't know how to service it. It becomes incredibly important. So we also are bringing people in, universities, agricultural businesses to collaborate with us as a proof of concept and to demonstrate what we can do. We're also trying many different crop types, and I think that's the only way we can do it is to be very hands-on. So, intelligent vertical farming. So how do we make a business? So I think anyone in this room that's trying to get into the business really has to look into what are the realities. I mean, do I know what my market opportunity is? Am I going to be able to grow a crop that has a need? Like what am I going to do with this? If you don't understand that, you need to find a technical partner, somebody that can put all this package together and show you what the opportunity is, what the costs are, what are the pitfalls, if I sell you a piece of equipment, what doesn't come with it? That's as important than what does come with it, right? So Netled and there's a lot of other vertical farming companies out here that can put all that package together for you. And this is an example of the vertical farms that we do. So they're fully integrated, ventilation, irrigation, lighting, crop handling, and we can make it as automated as you want, from seedling line, packaging, and everything in between. The Vera Compact is really a starter farm, proof of concept, testing, trial, but it is essentially the same equipment and scaled up to making these large systems. The Vera Industrial is something that we can scale for large food production. We can scale it to either your demand or a physical space requirement that you have, and also around the type of crop that you're doing. So, some of the decisions you have to make here, and we talk about the intelligent advances. So first of all, lighting. 7-8 years ago with high-intensity discharge lighting, we could have never made these vertical systems work. Big bulky fixtures, heat, it just wasn't going to happen. Grow substrates have advanced significantly to allow us to do this in these vertical farming systems. And products like Joakim's, the channels and things, that's what it's all about. But robotics, smart automation, and monitoring systems is what everybody's looking for, because it's all about measuring metrics. It's all about being consistent. It's all about making sure the climate's controlled properly, the lighting levels right, the irrigation levels. If the pH is drifting, are we looking at that, or are we monitoring it? Those are all very important things. So from a Netled perspective, we actually have a complete IP package and software, allows full automatic crop coverage from seed to retail. We control all aspects of the farm: irrigation, lighting, all the mechanical equipment and everything that's put together, from planting your seeds to putting it into the packaging. So this all, like I said, is all integrated within the system, and I don't know of anybody that has all this put together completely like we do. So our team is always advancing, and we have a lot of innovative things, like the request for the RFID tags, direct monitoring. If you put a system up in Anchorage, Alaska, and you're having problems with it, our team in Finland's going to know and say, hey guys, take a look at this, see what's going on. So, and from that we can adjust things quickly before it goes too far and you start losing crops. I think that's a pretty important thing, is to understand what's happening with your system and how these experienced horticulturists steer you to the right direction. We also have a lot of experience and a very strong horticultural team. So we don't just say, hey, throw this in here and good luck. We actually sell you that this crop is going to be a 31-day crop, and at the end of the cycle you're going to get 38 grams. And all these crops that we've grown are, the metrics are all in play. So our team can really help you to get to your success. The other thing is, we're always looking for other ways to improve. We're not going to rest on our laurels and say, hey, this is it, we've got all the automation, we've got everything we can do. No, because there is other technologies, and we're very open to it as to what's going to benefit a complete growth system. Again, we're asking all these different components to be synergistic and make a good solution. So obviously robotics and automation is something that really comes into play. And from our perspective, it's can be what you want. If you just want a seedling line, if you just want packaging, some people want vertical farms in Chicago, for instance, working on a project in the inner city. They're taking over a 150,000 square foot abandoned super Target store, and to put it in there, part of it is getting grants for labor. They don't want automation; they want labor. They want jobs. So we can give you as automated or not, is what you want. Thank you. So for that, I will segue into introducing Joakim from Primo. Primo is a technical partner of ours. We do their grow tunnels, and together we came up with the need for RFID-tagged tunnels, because we have systems going in that are 20, 60, 80, 100,000 tunnels, and we need to follow the metrics. So with that, Joakim, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Brent. Okay, how's the sound? Great, I think. Yes, so let me introduce myself. My name is Joakim Häggblom. I'm working at Primo. Do we get the presentation? Okay, here we go. So, what do we do? Actually, we are a producer of profiles, extruded profiles made from plastic. We are a truly global business partner. We have production plants all over Europe and also in China. We have in-house material specialists which will assist you whenever you have a need for a profile. We can make sure that we fulfill all industrial standards, and we will find the grade suitable for profile in question. Thanks to our extrusion technology experts, we can also help you in the design, and we will make sure that innovation will happen. One-stop shop, we have a in-house tooling center taking care of the tooling, so we make custom-made profiles according to the customer's requirements, and everything is done in-house. We are a responsible supplier as well, working together with our customers and our suppliers on finding the most sustainable solutions. So, more than to what we are here today for, and that is gutters that are going into vertical farms, for example. We use them, we manufacture them from PVC. We can offer them in custom sizes, shapes, materials, colors. We offer pre-drilled or milled holes and covers that are integrated into the solution. Netled here, they came up with a need to identify the growing gutters in the Vera system. And pretty soon it was made clear that we need to have some kind of RFID tag applied on the profiles. And these tags are added already on the production line at Primo. So we combine known technology and we developed a solution to be production friendly at industrial scale. So I also have here a physical sample of the profile in question. If you like, you can check it. And what we did is that we actually applied these tags on the production line. Every single tag is tested to make sure it's working properly. So all tags going out will be working 100%. If there is a need to change the tag, you can do so. It's a quite normal sticker. They have been tested to last 300 cycles in the Vera system. And that's pretty much it regarding the profiles.
All right, thank you to both of you for sharing all the information. So I'm just going to throw a question out real quick before we open up to the Q&A, and it's about partnerships, because evidently the both of you have built a partnership between the both of your companies, and with a successful business model, especially with vertical farming, you know, we're not in silos. We can work in silos, but essentially that's not going to work very well in the long run. What is a good thing, or what is a good way for vertical farms to approach partnerships, and how can you assess whether a partnership is actually good for you?
Sorry, this from a grower's perspective, like someone's building a system?
From your perspective, from a grower's perspective.
Okay, well, from our perspective as a company, yeah. To rest on your laurels is a shame. To be open to other technologies that can advance our technology is, I think, key. There's things that will advance our technology that haven't been invented yet that could be invented next week. And I think people need to keep their eyes open, but you also need to look for somebody that can deliver the goods, right? And I know in our business relationships, like working with Primo and other companies, we have, you know, HVAC companies that makes their own LEDs, but you need to have reliable partners too. You know, putting together a vertical farm system like this, you know, the one we just came from in Sweden, is 6 months in assembly now. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of different vendors. So I think looking for people that are open with you and synergistic.
Joakim, any thoughts on that from a grower's perspective as well, perhaps, if both of you want to add to that?
I could add on, of course, you mentioned there that it's important to have suppliers that are there for you when you need them. So that is actually what we would like to do. We partner up together with our customers. Together we are solving the challenges that we face, and of course in the end we are talking about reliability.
Okay, thank you. We're going to open it up now to Q&A. Does anyone have any questions for our panelists today? Anything about business model? Yeah? Or there's a mic right behind you.
Yeah, it's not about the business model, it's more about what type of crops do you think are better for this kind of horticulture model?
Okay, well currently the most successful crops in vertical farms are your leafy greens, herbs, and things like that. But that's today. I mean, like I said, the changing technologies with lighting, grow medias, nutrients, everything else, we are quite a ways along on strawberry trials, so soft fruits, cannabis, all kinds of things. So I would like to think that our capabilities for what we can produce as technologies will advance, it's not going to stop. It's going to just keep going like this. I've had people ask me if we can grow palm trees. Not yet.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
Hi guys, my name is Jonty, thanks very much for your talk. My question to you guys is, obviously we've got a lot of growing technologies, the whole sector is really changing every year. What do you think we're going to see the most from? Where do you think we're going to see the most development, and what are you most excited about?
I guess the most excitement to me is to see how we get to some of these other crops. Things like ginseng and all these other unique products, because I think it's capable, but we just don't know some of the other parameters to get there. But so it's the crops that are available that I think is the most exciting. The technology will get us there. I truly believe it.
Joakim, anything you want to add? No. Actually, speaking of which, somebody came by to our booth yesterday, and he's looking to grow bamboo indoors. That was really interesting. So I agree with you. There's just so much out there in terms of ideas. Yeah, go ahead. There's another.
Yeah, I have another question. What's the type of people you want to work with this kind of point of view, like open-minded or students, or more like technology?
All of the above. Seriously, I think we need to be open to, questions precipitate research, right? Like needs. So people coming to us and say, hey, can you grow ginseng? Can you grow, very specific crops? We don't know until we try. So that's what a system like ours is all about, and the team we have in Finland is research.
Yeah, research.
And if we can do it, we can do it. If we can't, we'll keep trying. Right?
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Anyone else?
Hi. So I'm from quite a developing country, Namibia, and these systems are very capital intensive and can be quite expensive in these sort of things. Do you guys see there's a trend in the decreasing costs of the capital and the technology and things like this in the long run, which starts to make it more viable to spread all across the globe and not just in first world countries, so to say?
Well, actually, I kind of look at it a different way. There's not a company in this building that's not looking at cost increase of their materials and their shipping and their packaging and everything. I think it's more going to become more viable because of the cost of food, right? So, I mean, obviously, in our scale, the bigger system we build with the higher capacity, the more cost-effective it becomes for that production. But I think the answer is, I mean, on the news again this morning, food's going up, food's going up, food's going up. That's where it's going to get it to be where it becomes more cost-effective. Okay?
Any more questions? We've got one up in front. Right here.
Hi, thank you. And linking up on that, is there any possibility of making up the products with recycled materials, and would that make it any cheaper? I think not, perhaps.
Well, there's a lot of structural steel in these systems, so I guess that can be recycled, right? The plastics for the tunnels and plastics for other things.
Yeah, the plastics can be recycled for sure.
Yeah.
At the moment, the fact is that recycled plastic is not cheaper than virgin plastic.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit odd, but that's how it is.
Yeah, because obviously the pollution is a great problem as well. So getting rid of plastic would be a phenomenal point to you.
Yeah, for sure.
The good thing with the growing gardens used in these kind of systems is that they can actually be reused. So you just clean them, crush it, feed it into the production again, and you get out new profiles.
At least that's
And we actually use compostable pots in ours too.
Yeah.
So there's also, we're actually doing research with a grow media that's charged carbon.
Yeah.
And at the end of the cycle, it can be reconstituted and reused. I wish I could stand here and tell you what the carbon tax position on it, because it's going to be interesting. But I think those are the kind of sustainable things that we need to look at, and we will do the research on it.
Absolutely. No, it's because I was thinking of, for instance, with 3D printing, if you can have the current polluting plastic around and just make it into filaments and then create the machines themselves, the structures and all that I imagine that is not very, very profitable at the moment. This is still quite expensive, but, 3D printing is always that I've always had considered for something like that. Excellent, thank you.
All right, any last few questions? We'll probably take one or two more.
Hi. So have you considered some other business models for vertical farms? For example, right now you sell B2B like retail or something. Maybe you tried subscription model for consumers directly. Maybe you tried, I don't know, or heard of some vertical farming producers doing like renting growing spaces, right? Like growing on demand or something like more creative rather than traditional models. Do you have experience with that? Maybe you've heard something?
Yeah, we've had conversations about that. For instance, people buying a building and then inviting other people to bring in their vertical farms so that there's a cornucopia of products that can be produced. And this project I was talking about in the inner city of Chicago, they do want to grow berries and leafy greens and herbs and all kinds of different things. So they're going to try, I think he said, up to 4 or 5 different technologies and crop types. And that's the other thing is they're renting them out to people as almost like a commune to do this. So to your point, yeah, I think that's a very interesting way down the road. These things are capital intensive, and I